Hello everyone and welcome to QualityOldGames. Today we are having part 4 of the Byzantine Empire Campaign in Medieval to Total War, and our aim in this episode is to put the Holy Roman Empire to its knees before the real Roman Empire, namely us. And I think at the same time we will start building some army or maybe armies in Nicosia, especially in order to take Jerusalem and maybe some other cities nearby. And as for once we are having a decent amount of money, I think we are going to spend it quite soon. So I think we need to send a relieving force to Cagliari to drive out the enemies besieging it. And then we can concentrate most of our forces against the Holy Roman Empire. It would be important to get a castle in this area, because with it we would be able to recruit and retrain some of our better combat units. And here in Breslau I think we want to train some new troops so that those mercenaries are available to us when we start moving further west. And as we are having money, I think we should make some buildings. For example, in Florence, Genoa, and maybe some other settlements as well. Okay, in Milan we already have a decent queue. And let's see about Constantinople. Would these docklands be useful? Actually, it increases trade quite a bit, so I think we will proceed with that. Then we have other cities here in this area or region. Hello, Georgian soldier, welcome to the stream. How is life? And maybe we could build a port in Rhodes as well. And Bucharest can be upgraded. Maybe Zagreb and Budapest could be improved a bit as well. Vienna too. And Krakow should have upgraded mines, most definitely. Breslau could benefit from those buildings. And maybe Thorn. Maybe Boyer. And I think we should have a turn pretty soon. Does this increase trade? Not too much. I think we will make it nonetheless. And in Bologna we have those constructions going on. And it seems the Holy Roman Empire is taking our war seriously. I don't think we want to engage that army with these units alone. Well, at least this battle should be a bit easier. And hopefully the terrain is favoring us. And I think the terrain should be quite good. The only question is, can the enemy reach us if we position ourselves here, because those battles will practically last forever. So maybe we could actually put those troops a bit into different positions, and let's see how the enemy will approach the situation. And it seems there is a pass towards our crossbowmen. So let's at least try to get our bodyguards into this area. Some cavalry, too many spearmen. I think we should focus on those spearmen. I think our cavalry is able to take care of the enemy cavalry rather easily, but those spearmen might be trouble. Okay. First enemy down. Several to go. And let's see if we could actually make a flanking maneuver. Yeah, I agree that those rebel armies should be dealt with quite fast. Then again, I might be a bit too impatient to constantly monitor those, so I think that's one area I could and should improve. And I think direct fire would be nice against those spearmen there. Maybe I should pull these guys back a bit. And let's see if we could take down the enemy missile units with this other general. seems some town militias are moving to engage us. And let's see if we could route those peasant archers. And it seems we are doing a reasonable job here. And now this area here is the crucial one. Let's see if we can take down those mailed knights. And they are peasant crossbows. Okay, excellent.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Now his men will lose heart. For the moment, the fortune of battle goes our way. Let's pray it remains as such.
And we are fighting against another unit of peasant archers. Fortunately, they are fleeing. Okay, so I guess that's one way to deal with the issue, putting towers there. However, I have found it disrupting that, or disturbing that, if the rebels emerge near a tower, they tend to capture it, and then it becomes useless. Because then it doesn't reveal anything anymore.
To praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
And there is still some enemies around that are not fleeing. But where might they be? There. Okay, ballista. I think we should be able to handle it rather easily.
Praise the Almighty.
And let's try to do some additional damage, because we will end up fighting against every survivor from this battle.
Humbled.
Okay, the first siege was lifted and the second one begins. And I think we need to deal with Denmark at some point too. But this is not the time.
A good day's march ends. Orders. Move out! Binding forces, my lord.
Okay, it seems our monetary situation is at the moment quite weak. So we need to be careful about what mercenaries to buy.
Orders. Yes. Yes. A good day's march ends. My lord.
Command me. Yes, Lord. We need a huge fighting force.
Orders. March. Orders. My lord.
Sorry
Bring
about
our
that.
troops together.
And I think we should have a
Let me strike, my lord.
northern army ready to move out soon. Here it seems that the Holy Roman army is rebelling. And maybe a priest could be useful here.
Orders. Yes. Onward. Merging armies. Orders. Binding forces, my lord.
Command me.
Okay. And that general gave a nice boost
Enemy, Lord.
to public order in Bologna.
Command me. My lord. Should we spare any of them? We show little mercy. They deserve none. We shall send your orders, noble one.
And I think this army should head northwards as well.
Here.
March. Orders. Yes. Orders. Your Majesty. Move out.
Yes, my
And maybe this army
Yes, my lord.
could
Attacking
make
on
a
your
difference
command. Our
here in Caligari,
Plotting, your Majesty.
or Cagliari,
Yes.
rather.
Closing for battle.
And I think we have a turn. Though raising taxes somewhere at least would likely be beneficial. And actually I'm not convinced that this leather tanner is necessary there. And we have a turn. Let's see what happens. Okay, another Moorish army. Missile units and cavalry. I think
Bring our people honor, glory, and march.
if the terrain is at least somewhat favorable, I think our army should be able to prevail here. And the terrain seems to be extremely good. So I think the enemy can come to us. And tire themselves out in the process. And I think we should be able to beat them when they are tired. By the way, do you use those towers in every game? And of course everyone else can answer as well. So do you use them in every game or mostly in Medieval 2? I think I should have put a time limit to battles. Because this is rather... Okay, I guess they are advancing now. At least hopefully. Yes, good. I have made some playthroughs, especially in Rome Total War 1, where I have tried to keep my area completely clear of any kind of rebels and pirates and so on. And in that playthrough I utilized towers really much. But otherwise, and in other games, I haven't used them that much. So the enemy has one light cavalry unit. Is that heavy cavalry? Not necessarily. Okay. I guess we need to push forwards. So that the enemy won't flee. And let's see what we are able to achieve with this army. Okay, so that's heavy cav. Okay, so the first enemy cavalry unit is breaking, unfortunately fighting to death, but if it's death they wish, I think we can provide. Then let's take care of this second enemy cavalry unit.
Our men have slain the Saracen
Nice.
general. Now we must send his men running back to the desert.
And maybe this unit could actually help out the militia there.
The enemy flees the battle.
And let's see if we can actually cause some casualties. It seems those javelin men are faster than our militias, So we might be able to catch this one. Okay, at least some damage there. So we don't have to fight against the whole of that unit anymore. But at least one unit and some cavalry got away. Okay, so Papal states are initiating diplomacy. Or then maybe they tried to bribe us. And it seems France declared war on us. I guess capturing Stettin would be quite nice. And let's take these cavalry units with the main army there.
Your orders, noble one.
Talk is cheap. Come face me.
Yes.
And of course, if we are able, I think we should take care of Milan as well. And did we actually get... I guess we got Man of the Hour there. That's nice.
Yes. March.
And would the people be happier here if we sent this general out? I guess they would. And in order to avoid casualties, I think we should fight this battle manually as well. And I think it will be the crossbows and missile cavalry that are going to win the day.
Only half the enemy force remains.
And I think so much for this army. And a pathway, if I remember correctly, there should be a castle or fortress nearby. So a road to that should be open. Innsbruck.
Victory! Let me strike, my lord. We shall send them to hell or worse. March!
And the defenses there are not too great. And since that guy is pretty much useless as a governor, I think we will give him a leave to lead an army, since he is pretty distinguished commander. At least his bodyguard is rather decent. Okay, the public order in Constantinople might cause us some difficulties at some point. Maybe a priest would be most efficient means to improve the public order. And here we could especially do some improvements. So we have a turn. Let's see what happens. Okay, Krakow is besieged.
My lord, the enemy lays siege. What shall we do?
I think Stettin should fall rather quickly, even though it's not Holy Roman Empire. I think we will take it nonetheless.
Who do I face? My lord, should we spare any of them?
Your Majesty. Yes! Bring in our troops together.
And there is a rather large
Accept my challenge.
Holy Roman army.
Your Majesty. Orders.
I think we should put at least some troops
Your Majesty.
to defensive positions on bridges.
Lord. Yes! Your Majesty. Move out! Virgin armies. Yes! Bring in our troops together. Yes!
Command,
I think they should fare rather well there.
we march on our victims.
And I think auto-resolve should win us this battle, but I think we will wait.
Name thy enemy, lord. My lord, should we spare any of them? When
For
shall
next
we
turn
attack
at least.
the walls then, my lord? Your orders, noble one.
And I think this guy should go to Breslau, and this guy
Noble one.
It will be an honor to
can join the army. And I think Krakow will be able to hold out.
Orders, noble one.
Do we have some mercenaries available? Apparently not. And I guess we have a turn. So, Holy Roman relieving force has arrived. And I guess I forgot to move one of the armies I have in the area. Or in the area of former Milanese lands.
The enemy lays siege, my lord, but God is with us.
Okay, I think we should be able to take that. And is Cairo okay? It's a Holy Roman city now. Interesting. But then again, a good thing is that when the Empire army marched against that city, or Cairo, the cities here are left somewhat more vulnerable against us. Fortunately, only one wall, and I think enemy reinforcements will be coming from our left flank. So we need to prepare for that. And I think cavalry with one general will be enough to deal with those there.
The enemy are bringing
Okay.
in reinforcements.
So, that didn't go exactly as I thought. So they have dismounted Uskals defending the walls there, 2 units. I think we should be able to deal with them, at least eventually. Ballista, where the siege weapons have been left. Oh, or then not.
The ladders are now in. Our siege towers have been destroyed. Now we must use other ways to break our enemy's defenses. Only half the enemy force remains.
I think this army here will be decimated quite fast, and then we can concentrate on the real battle on the walls.
Praise the battering ram has done its work. Now is the time for brave hearts. Praise the Almighty. Our enemy has lost his stomach to fight. We must push our men have reached the walls with their ladders.
And it seems the gate is ours.
Give grace to
And
God.
the enemy managed to take out another siege tower, apparently. And what we should do inside the city, I think, is to put the crossbows on the walls and make sure they don't start firing too soon. And I think we should be able to watch these guys pretty much wreck the enemy, while our infantry keeps the enemy at bay. And what are these guys doing? I have no idea. At least nothing they were supposed to be doing. Okay, and these decided to go that way. And apparently this wall here is off limits. And I think it's time to open fire. Okay, enemy general is charging directly on spearmen, while crossbows can hit them in the flank and rear. Looks decent enough.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours. The enemy king is slain. A worthy enemy, but no less a dead for that. We must press our... The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost. Praise the Almighty.
Okay, nice.
All of Christendom will be...
So, apparently crossbows work rather well in sieges. And once again we have some monetary breathing room, at least for now.
Name thy enemy, Lord. My lord, should we spare any of them?
And I guess we need to do this manually as well.
Enemies this day, man. Units, await my orders.
And fortunately, once again, only one wall. And this time only spears instead of those huskarls. And I think we are ready to go. And I think we have everyone advancing. Except these guys. Maybe I misclicked. And those enemy towers seems to be quite murderous at the moment.
Our men, by the grace of God, our siege towers are at the walls. Our enemy has nowhere to hide now. Our siege towers have been destroyed. Now we must use other ways to break our enemy's defenses.
So did we actually
Our
drop
men have
the
done
ladder
well.
on the right
The
flank?
gates have fallen.
Interesting.
Our men have reached the walls with their ladders. Our soldiers have proved
So it
their
seems
worth today. The enemy's walls
Germans
belong
are
to
on
us
retreat,
now.
or rather the Holy Romans. And since these tactics worked rather decently last time, I think we will utilize it again in this battle. Okay, So this wasn't part of the plan. Seems this general is rather eager to join the battle. Okay, and it seems the enemy didn't go to the city center as in last time, so apparently that tactic has its drawbacks as well.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
And I think the enemies should break
The
rather
enemy
soon.
are badly blooded. We are blessed. The enemy general is dead. We have sent the idiot to hell.
Okay, hello Quinn, and thanks for the comment, indeed, for the glory of the Roman Empire. And Innsbruck is ours.
We show little mercy. They deserved none. They stood no chance. I have silenced them.
And I think we are ready to
Name thy enemy.
move out from there. I think we should be able to retrain most of those units.
Who do I face? We march on our victims.
Captain Ulrich
No, I cannot go there.
shouldn't stand again a chance against us.
I wait my orders. Generals, holding on.
I think a direct charge against that crossbow militia should be quite efficient, and then bringing our own crossbows
It is unwise
to fire
to
at
praise
the
day before sunset,
enemy
but
spearmen
our men are winning the battle
should
and
be able to
forging a
wreck them.
worthy victory. Only half the enemy force remains. The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours. The enemy flees the battle. Run down. This is a clear
Okay, nice.
victory that goes.
And let's see.
Thy enemy, Lord.
So we should be able to retrain most of our troops in Innsbruck. And in Milan at least most.
orders, noble one. Yes.
And let's see. So this is Milanese territory here. I guess we will push forwards and get some mercenaries to boost the army strength there. And in Constantinople, the public order has increased somewhat. In Rome, let's try to break the blockade
Attacking on your command.
and increase the strength of the fleet. And could we get... okay, not too much. Heraklion. Let's build the brothel, and here I think these mines are decent enough, and some ships and troops for our inevitable invasion of the Mamelukes or Turks. Or rather, the against Egypt or Turks. And once again, we are starting to make some money instead of losing it.
Yalla, my sultan wishes you dead.
We would see you dead, hidden.
Yes. Mar, your majesty. My lord.
Leave,
Let me strike, my lord. Approaching, my lord. We shall send them to hell or worse.
Okay,
March.
Nuremberg,
Show little mercy.
I think, will be our next target.
Should we spare any of them?
And this army has rested long enough in Stettin, so it can begin to advance as well. And Magdeburg
Send them to hell or
will
worse.
be our target here.
Stopping for the night. Let me strike, my lord.
And then we
Your
have
orders,
this
number
army
one.
here.
Yes.
Let's see where the Milanese city is. I guess it's north.
We will engage
From here
them
the
honorably, my lord.
Dijon.
Blessed Lord, we thank you for delivering us.
And I guess that's last Milanese city
We march to
in
battle.
the area.
God will be with us, men. To battle.
And let's finish the turn, see what happens. Okay, there is that large Holy Roman Empire army.
To the walls. We are besieged.
And now the question is, should we leave an army to guard the bridge near Nuremberg?
Noble one, we have something for you. Humbly welcome
Or,
words of wisdom such as these. Salama.
Should we take the full army against the city? And
Start that, you
does some of these navies carry armies? Apparently not.
challenge me for these waters?
I think we could make a couple of archers here nonetheless.
Your orders, noble one. With God's blessing and yours, we march to battle. God
Oh,
has granted
those were actually quite heavy losses.
thank you for delivering us.
Surprisingly heavy.
Engage them honorably, my lord. Without question, we shall begin the siege. Who do I face? We march on our victims.
will not wait.
My lord.
I think we will try to take this city. Next turn.
Later, they will relent, my lord. When shall we attack the walls then, my lord?
So that the enemy reinforcements cannot
Name thy enemy, lord.
affect the battle.
Send them to hell or worse. March! Now we have them. We lay siege. When shall we attack the walls then, my lord?
And I think we will give these one more turn to attack, and then we will take the initiative and attack them instead.
Your orders,
I think we
number
could
one.
take this general from Iraklion
Yes.
and send him to
Full sail.
Nicosia. Maybe those farms will provide a bit benefits, and let's bring some bowmen with him. And I think we should be ready rather soon to move against, for example,
Yes, my lord.
Adana and Antioch. It's actually wonder that both of them are still rebel settlements.
Until morning.
Quite interesting, actually. Okay, and finally the Moors have decided to make their move. So here is ladders, siege tower and battering ram, and on the other side not too much. And I think we are going to try to defend the walls. So let's put a couple of spear militias to the gates. Then town militia and spear militia to the walls. And I think we could put the bowmen there. So if the enemy decides to come that way or circle the city to attack, I think we should have a ready response there. Fortunately, mostly only javelin men.
The enemy have ladders at the walls. Repel the attackers. Give them steel.
I think we should be able to deal with those javelin men rather easily.
Our cunning foe. The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Okay. Those are breaking and running. And that seems to be Ballista. And I think they will be able to eventually break the gate. But that will take a while. And the main battle for now will be fought here.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, Victory will be ours.
So much for those enemies. Let's hope they can break the gate soon. I think we could bring these 2 spear units to reinforce the gates there. Okay.
Our foes have broken through the gates. It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but
Okay.
our men are winning the battle
Those
and
downwards
forging a worthy victory.
are giving it another go.
Only half the enemy force remains. The enemy general flees like the coward he is. Press onward and praise the Almighty. Our enemy has lost his stomach to fight. We must push our advantage.
Let's see if we can drive off that ballista. So the enemy cavalry would be forced to attack.
The walls are no longer. The enemy general lies dead. Good riddance to that desert dog. Pray his death.
And it seems even in the hardest difficulty, those spear militias are doing rather well against heavy cavalry.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Okay, they are giving it another go.
Battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Okay, they're trying to take down our walls.
The enemy flees
And let's
the
take care of
battle.
that ballista.
Run down those worthless
And I
peasants.
think we have a victory
The
here.
enemy are over.
And let's hope the Moors will stay away at least for a while. Okay, well, that didn't last too long.
Who do I face? Let me strike, my lord.
And let's begin with the assault on Magdeburg.
Waste no time.
And I think this needs to be done manually as well.
Units, await my orders.
So we have 3 siege towers, which actually is a pretty small amount, considering the number of enemies defending the city here. Let's try to draw their fire a bit. Before sending this battering ram.
siege towers have reached the walls. Now the butcher's work begins.
And let's hope that the battering ram reaches the gates.
Our men have reached
It
the
does.
gate with the battering ram.
And there is another wall.
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen. The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
And let's hope we can push those peasants away rather quickly. And then if we could take down that
Our
general's
soldiers have
bodyguard,
proved their worth today. The
I
enemy's
think
walls
our
belong to us
position
now.
should be rather good. And let's send one cavalry unit to chase down those peasants and hopefully to capture the enemy city center in the progress.
We are blessed. The enemy general is dead. We have sent the idiot to hell.
And it seems some of the enemy's heavy infantry is already breaking. And actually I think... Well, let's actually bring these guys inside.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Okay, apparently that's not possible anymore. We should try to take down as many of those bodyguards as possible. And then if we can get inside, that would be wonderful as well.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
And I guess that's the only gate inside the inner castle.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
And actually, did we manage to take care of all of the enemies there? Apparently we did. And a victory. Nice.
We tore them apart, my lord. Victory! We have crushed them. This place is yours, my lord. Your Majesty. Command.
And this might actually be
Hell or worse. March.
a bit more difficult battle. So the enemy reinforcements will be coming from our left. I think they will be our first target. And I think it's going to be cavalry business, taking care of
The
them.
enemy have brought up more men. They hope to make up in numbers what they lack in bravery.
And if our crossbows can fire and their towers cannot, we might be in a decent enough position to start by firing some missiles.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset.
And apparently
But our men are winning the battle.
these
and
spearmen
forging a
don't want to
worthy
fight.
victory. The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Interesting. And they actually are. Even though they keep running away, they manage to cause us quite heavy casualties.
Praise the Almighty! Our
Okay,
enemy
finally.
has lost his stomach to fight. We must push our advantage. It is unwise.
Even though we took quite heavy casualties there.
Guard him well. Give the dog some wine, and be sure he can see us defeat the rest of his army.
And of course, if everything works well, we could actually get in. But apparently that's asking a bit too much. And I guess these guys could stop their firing.
By the grace of God, our siege towers are at the walls. Our enemy has nowhere to hide. Our men have reached the walls with their ladders. is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory. Our soldiers have proved their worth. It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
And I think the city should fall.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men. The enemy general has the Lord above his kind.
Nice.
We have captured the enemy's general. That will teach the cowardly dog to run. Now he can rest at our leisure. My lord, our men have taken control of the city. Curses! Our men no longer command the city. It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle. And for the enemy,
Okay.
all of Christendom.
So, this city is ours as well.
We march through your enemy's streets. Victory!
Nice, and then we have one more city there to take, and I think we will send most of our cavalry there right away,
Camping here, my lord.
and we will reinforce that army, at least from some places. Maybe Magdeburg could actually afford to send some more troops there.
We march no further today, Lord.
And then Nuremberg as well.
Your orders, noble one.
Talk is
And
cheap.
that Milanese army is going to cause us some troubles.
To battle!
I don't think we have enough to take this city at the moment. So some reinforcements will be needed.
Yes. Yes, my lord. We cannot sail there.
Your Majesty. Yes.
And I think we have
Your
a
orders,
turn.
noble one.
And I think we should be able to defend this city rather easily. Sorry about the cough.
Unit, I wait my orders. Crossbow unit.
And let's see what we are up against. So battering ram, a couple of siege towers and a couple of ladders. I think our missile units should be able to perform rather well in this situation. And let's just hope it's not too many mailed knights or something like that. I guess the siege towers are coming next to the gateway. And we still have, okay, one archery unit in the city center. So let's put that in place as well. And I think we are ready to begin the battle. So peasants, armored sergeants, mercenary spearmen. Shouldn't be too difficult until the gates are broken. In order to prepare for those gates breaking, I think we should take down those peasants to slow the enemy down a bit.
The enemy have ladders at the walls. Repel the attackers. Give them steel.
Well, maybe we cannot gain too much time that way. So, basically fire at will. And since they are getting only peasants there, I think we should draw our mercenary spearmen back, so they can take on the cavalry once the gates are broken.
The enemy are battering down the gates. The enemy siege tower has reached our walls. Let courage and skill at arms lead our way. Has breached the gates.
Okay, first unit of mailed knights is breaking.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
And basically it's in the
God to save us! The enemy have the walls!
battle in the
Our
gateway
defense, or all will be
anymore.
lost. Praise to our Lord.
And I
Our
think we
men
have a victory.
slain the enemy general. The enemy flees the battle. Run down those worthless
And I think we should try to inflict some more casualties before the battle ends. And we have a victory.
all of Christendom.
Nice.
The day is ours, Lord. The enemy are beaten.
Show faith. God is still with us. Regroup. Very well then. Breaking the siege.
Okay. So, basically, this battle might open
God will help
an
you
avenue
to
of
prevail.
attack to Dijon. And that, of course, would be quite beneficial since we were then able to take out Milan altogether. And fortunately, the terrain is also favoring us. It seems for the moment only our infantry is taking damage, so I think we can continue to exchange the shots for a while more.
battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Okay. That flank is crumbling. So it's time to push
The enemy
against
are badly
the
blooded. They have lost
crossbowmen.
half their men. The enemy general has no honor. He flees the field of battle and abandons his men. Glorious heaven above! Our men have captured the enemy general. Guard him well, give the dog some wine, and be sure he can see us defeat the rest of his army. The enemy flees the battle! Run down those worthless peasants!
Let's try to make sure that as few as possible of the enemies can get away, because that will practically make capturing the city possible. And I think this is enough.
The enemy are...
And we should be able to resume our siege. And Cagliari is besieged once again.
We are under siege. Defend the walls with your
And
lives.
Stettin too. Okay.
My lord, the enemy lays siege.
And Magdeburg. It seems the enemy is striking back at the moment.
The enemy lays siege, my lord, but God is with us.
Okay. That's quite a few
Order, your
family members.
Yes, orders.
I think
Your orders. Your will.
we
Orders.
could send them to this front here.
Joining our fleets, my lord.
Your Majesty. My lord.
Full sail.
And I think Antioch there should make an excellent base of operations. We had some city growing somewhere.
Orders.
Who do I face? March on our victims. Sooner or later.
Yes. Onward. Virgin armies. March. The battle is lost.
If it is the fight you wish, come. I look forward to fighting you. Command me. Approaching, my lord.
And it seems we have used up pretty much all of the mercenaries in the area.
Without question, we shall begin the siege. Besieging forces reporting, my lord.
Orders.
And from Milan I think we can afford to send
Orders.
the mercenaries to aid in Dijon,
March to battle. Yes, Lord.
but maybe we could
Closing for
train
battle.
some more troops there. Okay, thanks for the comment, Muhammad. Okay, so you have tried this. Can you elaborate what you have found the most difficult thing when playing with Byzantine Empire? Is it the Mongol invasion or something else? In my opinion, when playing with the Byzantine Empire, being aggressive early on pretty much pays off. So that way you should be in pretty decent position for the later game and thus be able to push out enough troops and so on to finish the campaign.
Yes. Orders. Yes, Lord. This is where we shall meet the enemy. Be gone.
You are not mein Kaiser.
Yes, Lord. Closing for battle.
Oh, a defeat. That's surprising actually.
Flee. Orders.
Well, no matter. We will continue our onslaught soon enough.
Your orders?
Okay, only basically dismounted Huskals.
Be ready to give all for God and kingdom.
I'm wondering, should I try to defend the walls or should I concentrate on defending the city center?
My lord, the tide of battle seems to have turned against us. We must act and halt this turn of events.
I guess... Oh, there are actually two walls. So... let's focus on defending the second wall. Yeah, I agree. It takes time to manage all the settlements. If you are giving it another try, I would encourage you to be as aggressive as possible in the early game. So you should be in rather decent position then for the late game.
Grave tidings! Our enemy are at the gates!
And I guess it's time to withdraw to the city center.
The enemy's ram is through our gates! The walls are no longer ours. The enemy have taken them.
And I don't think we want to fire on the, those light infantry units, but focus rather on the heavier infantry whenever they come along. Okay. And now we have the real targets here.
The enemy have ladders at the walls. Repel the attackers. Give them steel.
And actually I'm hoping that they manage to break the gates. Because that way we don't have to fight this wall battle here. And hopefully we don't have to fight it now at all.
The enemy are battering down the gates.
And I think we could be able to get these towers to aid us here. But I'm not exactly sure. Apparently we cannot manage that.
Holy Mother of God! The enemy's ram is through our gates.
And now the real battle begins. So the plan is to let the enemy engage with those spearmen and then pound them to submission with cavalry. Well, of course the crossbows provide support.
I pray the course of
And
this
so
battle
much.
changes, because defeat seems almost certain.
Or so far not so good. And I think it's time to bring the crossbows a bit backwards.
The enemy are... I pray the course of this battle changes, because defeat seems almost certain.
Okay, that unit has been broken. And it might actually happen that we will suffer defeat here.
Good news! The enemy is no longer in command of the castle.
Okay, let's see. And I would really like for these guys to take care of these archers nonetheless. Okay.
Holy Mother, save us! Praise their holy Lord! I pray the course of this battle changes, because defeat seems almost certain.
Okay, that was rather close, but
Our foolish
defeat
general has
nonetheless.
thrown his life away, and perhaps our chances. Our enemies have snatched victory from us like thieves in the night.
I think we need to raise an army to recapture Magdeburg. And let's hope that Stettin fares a bit better.
Draw your weapons, men. We bring the battle.
I guess the layout of this castle is such that it actually might be possible to stop the enemy on the gates. And of course, if we are able to burn down the battering ram, it seems they have one ballista. Let's see if we could take it down. Okay. And I don't think it's wise to use flaming ammunition here. And I guess this missile cavalry is actually more effective outside the gates rather than in.
enemy have ladders at the walls. Repel the attackers. Give them steel.
And let's hope the gates are closed. Apparently they are not.
Only intervention by the Almighty Lord or a military genius can bring us victory from this disgrace.
Okay, nice.
Saints, save us! The enemy are battering down the gates! Mother of God! The enemy's ram is through our gates!
And let's see if we manage to keep the city.
God save us! The enemy have the walls! Look to our I pray the course of this battle changes, because defeat seems almost certain.
I guess that circle formation wasn't one of my best ideas in this battle. Okay.
I pray the course of this battle changes.
I guess it's
because
time to
defeat
withdraw
seems
with these
almost
guys.
certain. Curses! Our enemy has command of the castle. Good news! The enemy is no longer in command of the castle. Holy Mother, save us! Our enemy is in control of the fort.
Oh, there is no gate. So basically it means that these guys are going to perish.
This is no way. My lord, our general has been captured. We must secure his release by defeating our foe.
And I guess we need to send some troops to the city center. And we have lost likely this battle as well.
Quickly, my lord. We must... Our praise their holy lord. Our foe has lost control of the castle.
Okay, one unit down.
Only intervention by the Almighty Lord or a military genius can bring us victory from this
Okay,
disgrace.
that unit is breaking.
Curses! Our enemy has command of the castle.
I had small hopes that we could be able to break the enemy infantry and then gain control of the city center, but I think that general's bodyguard will be a bit too much for our crossbowmen.
Beware! The opportunity for us to regain control of the castle has almost vanished. Our
Close.
enemies have snatched victory from us like thieves.
So, it seems our campaign against Holy Roman Empire is going rather well, but at the same time our campaign against the Denmark is going rather poorly.
Move out. Continue tomorrow, my lord. Your orders, noble one. We are not fooling.
Orders. March!
And there is Holy Roman... Sorry about that. Holy Roman City.
Ends, Your Majesty. Move out!
Name thy enemy, lord.
Orders. Yes, my lord. We march no further today, lord.
And And I think we should raise a decent sized army in Thorn so that we can reclaim the territory we have lost.
Command me. Yes, marching.
Your Majesty. Yes, march! We continue tomorrow, my lord.
Well, let's hope that
Plotting course now, my
opening in the eastern front
Bless you, Lord.
will bring some success.
Your orders, noble one. God will be with us, men. Your orders?
yes. Full sails.
Who do I face? My lord, should we spare any of them?
I think we can attack that city next turn.
We shall claim victory in God's name, men! To battle!
I think we have lost the initiative a bit during this session, since it's us that's mostly defending now. Then again, defensive battles are quite a bit easier than the battles where we are assaulting. Let's hope those guys are enough to keep walls for us. And I guess we cannot really put these guys into position until the battle begins. Oh, that's actually quite interesting. So, where is that siege tower going?
Our enemies' ladders have reached our walls. It is time for butcher's work.
Okay, apparently here.
Grave tidings! Our enemy are at the gates! Holy Mother of God! The enemy's ram is through our gates! Our cunning foe has reached our walls with their siege tower. We must repel the invaders. For the moment, it is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
Guess the gates are still closed here, so the missile cavalry can be sent in here, and I guess these troops can be sent out to help defending the gates.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men. The enemy flees the battle. Run down
Okay.
those worthless peasants.
Only one enemy army to go. So 6 men in Arab cavalry and some infantry. Shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, nice to know, Moira. Thanks for the comment. So is S-ship a mod for Medieval 2? Stainless steel. Maybe.
The enemy general flees like the coward he is. Press onward and break the spirit of his army.
Oh, and those guys are actually utilizing the ladders.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
And do we still have some enemies somewhere? I guess our general can handle that. Okay, sounds interesting. So, do you think the mod is good? I don't think I have ever tried it, but maybe I should give it a try.
No God has granted his faithful this victory.
Okay, sounds interesting. So, is the only the management hard, or are the battles harder as well?
Name thy enemy, Lord.
Yes.
Your orders, noble one.
Orders. My lord. We continue tomorrow, my lord.
And what's the problem in Milan? Let's try to raise the public order somewhat, but interestingly, the situation got quite bad quite fast. And from Nuremberg, I think we could send
Your Majesty.
most of the troops out.
Name thy enemy, Lord. Yes. Approaching, my lord.
And Frankfurt would likely make a nice target for attack. And by the way, Moira, what's your favorite faction? Is it the Byzantine Empire or something else in that stainless steel? Or rather, improved stainless steel?
My lord. A good day's march ends.
Okay. Sounds really interesting.
Move out.
Maybe I should give it a try sometimes,
Will deliver us
or at some point.
victory.
How far are you in the campaign at the moment? Okay. Let's see if we are going to get remastered Medieval 2 at some point. I have found the Rome Total War remastered quite decent, even though maybe it's a bit slower paced than the original Rome. But still decent enough. Okay. That's a rather decent pace.
Only half. It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle. And the enemy... This is a clear...
Yeah, and I think in most historical Total Wars the game mechanics in battles and recruiting units is somewhat better, at least in my opinion, compared to the newer Total Wars, for example, Warhammer Total Wars.
Your Majesty. Move out! Yes! Your Majesty. Leaving the army, my lord. Orders. Yes! Your Majesty. March! Orders. Onward! Leaving the army, my lord.
Bonjour. We hope you have the brains to listen to this.
Okay, actually my experience with Rome, the original Rome, at least with the Steam version, is quite different. It runs very smoothly on my PC. And I think I enjoy the fast pace of the game compared to the remastered, where the enemy movements and so on take quite a lot longer than in the original one.
No matter how they beg, let none escape. Attack!
So I think here we need to prepare to fight the enemy that's attacking from our back, and then try to prevent that first enemy army to get across the bridge. Fortunately, that enemy army is coming from the corner, so it should give us a bit more time to prepare here, or rather to wipe out these enemy armies here. Yeah, agreed on that. And especially the unit cards, I think, even though the resolution is smaller in the original Rome, but they are much more descriptive compared to the new ones. Okay, first enemy is breaking. Let's see if we can get the other enemy units to break as well.
But our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
Maybe a cavalry charge will decide the battle for us. Okay, some armored sergeants still holding the line.
The enemy general flees like the coward he is. Press onward and break the spirit of his army. Only half the enemy force remains. Praise the Almighty! Our enemy has lost his stomach to fight. The enemy general has no honor. He flees the field of battle and abandons his men. Glorious heaven above! Our men have captured the enemy general.
Yeah, I agree
Guard him well.
with that as well.
Give the dog some wine and be sure he can see us defeat the rest of his army.
And let's move across the bridge so that we can have a nice bridge battle against the second enemy army as well. Yeah, agreed on that. Okay, this time some knights.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory. The enemy general has no honor. He flees the field of battle and abandons his men.
And let's try to drive the rest of the enemy army away.
The enemy flees the battle.
And of course, to inflict as many casualties as possible. Yeah, I agree. Especially in the latest Total Wars, I think the pace of the game is very much slower compared to these rather older Total Wars. Okay. I think this battle is finished.
The enemy are over.
Okay. So, do you play the vanilla games at all anymore, or do you play them as along the modded versions?
Your orders, noble one. We will engage them honorably, my lord. Without question, we shall begin the siege. Besieging forces reporting, my
Okay,
lord.
it seems once again we are running out of money.
Yes. Orders. Yes. Orders. Your Majesty. Yes. Orders. Yes. Orders.
And I think it's best to take at least some of these units out.
My lord. Orders. Yes.
And finally, we are having decent enough public order.
With God's blessing and yours, we march to battle.
And I think we can afford to start them out.
Yes. Yes, Lord. This is where we shall meet the enemy. The day is ours, Lord. The enemy are beaten.
Who do I face? We march on our victims. Now we have them. Name thy enemy, Lord.
Got some new
Orders. Move out.
You are lazy. Come here if you have a treaty to offer. You are lazy. Come here if you have a treaty to offer.
I guess these troops are ready to move out.
My lord. Your Majesty.
Who do I face?
And we need to do something about Denmark rather soon as well. So I guess that unrest is the main factor here. Perhaps squalor as well.
Leading our forces.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the Egypt in Rome 1 is one of the most historical factions in Total War series. And it seems we need to move against Dijon if the French are moving to help them. So let's take that city and Milan out. Might be. And I think there might also have been something that, like that they thought that people would like to have certain Egyptian units for the faction, and included them because of that. Okay, I think I'm going to save the rest of the catapults ammo for the enemies that hopefully will concentrate on the city center. Yeah, I agree. I think the Rome 1 was the first major success in the Total War brand, and I think they had to play it safe at that point so that they could continue making Total Wars after Rome 1. I don't know how big of a success the original Shogun was.
Our men have reached the walls with their ladders. Our men have done well. The gates have... Our siege towers have reached the walls. Now the butcher's work begins.
Actually, I think I will take down that tower as well.
Give grace to God. We have captured the enemy's walls.
And apparently no use fire. Oh, let's fire that nonetheless. And I don't think you should go to engage those spearmen there. Okay, yeah. I think the graphics in Medieval 2 have lasted pretty well. So what Total Wars have you played in addition to Medieval 2 and Rome 1? Yeah, I have to agree with you once again.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Okay, now the enemy's general is joining the fray. Good thing that we managed to break that militia there. Let's continue a bit forward against that second militia unit. I think our crossbows could start firing at the enemy general. Okay. I think Attila's battle mechanics are rather nice, even though it's really difficult to play the campaign as at least as Western Roman Empire.
Battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
We could try to bring one of the crossbow units to the wall. That could give us an edge, maybe.
lies dead,
Nice.
slain by our brave soldiers. Attack while his men mourn their loss.
And let's hope these crossbows can decide the battle for us. Okay. I have to confess that even though I said the Attila was good one, I don't remember those models that well.
The enemy force remains.
So cannot say yeah or nay to that one.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours. The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Well, that was quite a messy battle, but eventually I think we will prevail.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle. My lord, our men have taken control of the city. This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and...
Well, I guess you guessed correctly. Absolutely my favorite is Rome 1, Total War. And I think after that it will be this Medieval 2. Even though I like Rome 2 and the later Total Wars quite a bit as well. But Rome 1, absolutely. It was actually my first love in Total War series, so maybe that explains something as well. I think in general experience I like the Julii faction in Rome 1 especially. And for the challenge, I think whatever feels the hardest faction available. So for example, Western Roman Empire in Barbarian Invasion in very hard difficulties is quite nice. And so on. And in Medieval 2, I think once again what I have played first, namely England, I think it's rather nice faction to play. And for challenge, that's a challenging question, to be honest. But I think once again, whatever faction feels the most difficult one.
Yes. Onward.
Command me. Men, we march. We shall send them to hell or worse. March!
Oh, and a defeat. Well, that was a bit unexpected.
Name We shall send them to hell or worse. March!
I guess I don't dare to auto-resolve that battle there.
Yes. Orders. March.
Okay. And Dijon is rebelling and besieged by the French.
Not good, Lord. The enemy
That's
have
not
laid
good,
siege upon
indeed.
us.
Okay. In Rome 1 I really like the armored hoplites for the Greek cities, one of the best infantry units in the whole game, in my opinion. And I think the Byzantine Empire has rather decent early game units, especially that missile cavalry. And I guess we are not keeping this city for too long.
Let me strike, my lord. We march on our victims.
Marhaba. Have you come to negotiate?
Yes. Yes, Lord. Closing for battle. Besieging.
Name thy enemy, lord.
And let's try to take Frankfurt. And I guess that's going to be the final battle for today.
This day, man.
Okay, so Scotland 2. Yeah, that was pretty nice. I think Scotland is rather nice faction since after you take out England, you have pretty much secured at least 2 of your flanks, so it will be really hard for the enemy to try to dislodge you from the Isles of the British Isles. So what are we up against? Spear militia, town militia, and some mailed knights. Yeah. And another thing I like Greek cities in Rome 1 is that they really have good cities going for them early game already.
Now is the time for brave hearts and brave deeds.
So maybe we should actually challenge those mailed knights there. And I'm not convinced we want to take on these.
The enemy's walls belong to us now. It is unwise to praise the day before sunset. But our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
And I don't think we want to engage the enemy general just yet.
Only half the enemy force remains. The battle is in our favor.
Okay,
If we remain true
nice.
and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Okay, what would you suggest as the toughest starting position for that S-ship? So we have some ballistas and the general's bodyguard here.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but the enemy general flees like the coward he is. Press onward and break the spirit of his army.
Okay, yeah.
Praise to our lord. Our men have slain the enemy general. Now his men will lose heart. My lord, we have lost control of the city. The battle is in our favor. This is a clear
And we have a victory.
that goes to all...
We tore them apart, my lord. Victory! They stood no chance. I have silenced them. Your Majesty. Yes!
Okay, decent enough. And I think we still have maybe 3 or 4 Holy Roman cities to take.
You desire battle, no?
But I think this is everything for today. So thank you very much for watching and thank you very much for the discussion. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you will be notified whenever a new stream is about to begin, for instance. Have a great rest of the day